Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new around here, hi, I'm Mackenzie. Today I thought it'd be really fun to do a best of 2023 Disney World video. I'm basically gonna recap my previous trips to Disney World over 2023 and just kind of talk about my best from the year. My mom and I were kind of talking about how much Disney World has changed over the years and how our favorites have changed. So I thought it would be really fun to do this video every single year and kind of recap my favorites for the year. So for the year in 2023, I went on 2 Disney World trips. I went in May with my entire family for 6 nights. We stayed at the Contemporary. It was wonderful, love that trip. And then in December, my sister and I went to Disney World to celebrate her birthday and celebrate Christmas, and we were there for like a longer weekend trip. I will link those vlogs up above because they are some of my favorite vlogs I ever made, both of the trips, and I think it'll kind of give you a really good insight into my year at Disney. But let's go ahead and dive right in. I asked you guys on Instagram to tell me what best you wanted to hear, and you guys really delivered, and I'm so excited. We have so many categories. It's gonna be so fun to do this every year, and I just can't wait. So let's get into it. So the first category we're gonna get into is parks and attractions, and oh, this is a big one. We're starting big. So best park for 2023, I'm gonna have to say Hollywood Studios. I just felt myself gravitating towards Hollywood Studios every trip. Like, it was the park I was the most excited to plan. It was the park I was most excited to go to. I just love the vibes there. I love the energy there. Hollywood Studios just was my best for the year. Next, we have best ride in each park. So let's start in Magic Kingdom. I think I'm actually gonna say Tron for my best of 2023. I think it was just something new for the entire family. I really loved doing it in the daytime, in the nighttime. It was 2 different experiences. Nighttime is superior though, but I just loved it. I think Magic Kingdom, it needed something like that, and I just had so much fun riding that ride. I feel like I was hearing a lot of bad reviews of Tron, and so I think in my mind I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, and it was amazing. Let's move on to Animal Kingdom now. I think Animal Kingdom, I'm gonna say Expedition Everest, which I know is gonna be kind of surprising to some people. We only went to Animal Kingdom one day in this last year, and Everest was the ride we did the most at Animal Kingdom. We always go in and rope drop it. It's always a short wait throughout the day too, so we just love Everest. I love the thrill. Do I get a little bit nauseous after I do it? Yes, but I think it's a really long roller coaster. I think it's a really fun roller coaster, and I just found myself missing Expedition Everest, so that's my best for Animal Kingdom. Moving on to Hollywood Studios, my best attraction there, I'm gonna say Toy Story Mania. I know that that's like probably not what you were expecting to hear, but that is the ride that, especially going with my family last year, we had the most fun doing together. It's so interactive. We rode it again, probably the most out of any ride at Hollywood Studios, just because we would always rope drop it, we would get a lightning lane for it, and we'd usually wait again just because we're very competitive people. So I just found myself really having so much fun on Toy Story Mania and getting to like ride with my different family members and like battle them in the game. So much fun. And finally, moving on to Epcot for our best ride, it's gotta be Guardians. Like, how could it not be Guardians? I always say that Soarin' is my favorite ride, but Guardians is by far the best ride. I don't know if anything will ever top that, especially in Epcot. And then this is one that someone sent in that kind of goes along with it. It was best Guardians song, so I'll kind of talk about that now. I'm gonna say my best Guardians song was Disco Inferno. I love that song. I love like the energy that brings when you hear that that's gonna be your song for the ride. And then this is gonna be kind of controversial, but I think Conga might be my second favorite ride. Again, it's just high energy and I really love it. Of course I love September, but I think Disco Inferno is gonna be my best of the year as far as Guardians song goes. Let's move on to the last category in parks and attractions. It's gonna be best show. Now for my best show, I'm gonna say Happily Ever After. It takes the cake in 2023. I just found a new love for Happily Ever After, and actually the first time I watched it, my dad and I, we were staying at the Contemporary. We went down to refill our resort mugs, and we stumbled across the little kind of balcony area that you can view the fireworks from the Contemporary, and my dad and I just sat there and watched it together, and it was like a surprise moment, but it was a really core memory, and I was like, dang, I really love Happily Ever After. And then we actually watched Happily Ever After on Main Street one night when we were in Magic Kingdom. We normally do not do that just because we do not like to wait for the buses or the monorail crowds, but since we were staying at the Contemporary, we were able to walk, and so we were like, we can wait it out, we'll just walk back. We watched it from Main Street. It was something we haven't done in forever, and it was truly so magical. I love Happily Ever After, and I just loved it extra last year, I feel like. Moving on to the next category, it's gonna be a really big one. It is best food at Disney World in 2023. We're gonna start with table service restaurants. I have 2. So my number 1, across the board, Steakhouse 71. I talk about this restaurant so much because I love it so much. Every single time I've been, I've had such a good experience food-wise, but it's really like the service, I feel like, that sets it over the edge. I've been like 4 or 5 times now, and every single time I go, the service is just like outstanding, way noticeably better than any other restaurant that I've had at Disney. So Steakhouse 71, love it at the Contemporary Resort. You have to check it it out. For my next restaurant, I am gonna give a nod to Disney Springs, and I'm gonna say Chef Artemis Homecoming. Now, I want this to be your sign that if you have maybe not the best experience at a restaurant, give it another shot. Because I went to Homecoming with my husband for our engagement moon, didn't get the hype. We were like, this isn't great. You know, the food was very mediocre. So it wasn't that we had a really bad experience, it just wasn't what we were expecting it to be. But my sister really wanted to go on our December trip and try it for brunch, and we did, and I loved everything about it. I really understood the hype when we went there that time. Definitely recommend trying out Homecoming, just I miss it so much. And then I'm just realizing that I didn't give y'all a table service in the park, so I'm gonna say for that one, Teppanyaki at Epcot in the Japan Pavilion. Again, that was a restaurant Madison wanted to go to. Madison has some good recommendations, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I loved the experience, I loved the ambiance, the food was incredible. I like that we kind of got like an experience, like a show with our dinner. I just thought that was kind of great, and the food, again, really, really good. Highly recommend in the Japan Pavilion. Okay, now we're gonna move on to best quick service for 2023. I have one in the parks and one at the hotels. So for the park one, we are gonna go to Hollywood Studios, and I'm gonna say Woody's Lunchbox. Now, I hadn't eaten at Woody's Lunchbox probably since it opened, and my issue with Woody's Lunchbox is not the food, it's always been the seating. It is outdoor seating, it's hard to find a place with shade. Seating is very limited too for it being such a popular quick service location. So it was December, it was cooler, it was not as sunny out, we decided to give it a go, and the food here is really so good. So I highly recommend if you're going maybe in a cooler time or like an overcast time, go to Woody's Lunchbox, get the brisket melt, it's incredible. Nothing more to be said. And then for my resort quick service, I'm gonna say Primo Piatto at the Riviera Resort. Madison and I went there on our travel day to Pop Century. We just took the Skyliner, wanted to get some good lunch, and it was so good. It was very different food, and I feel like I will always kind of gravitate there as far as resort food goes. So Primo Piatto, Riviera, must check out. Okay, moving on to snack, best snack. Now, I struggled with this one because I didn't want to give y'all something that was from one of the festivals that we went to, because you can't get that year round. But there was something that kept coming into my mind, and it is the cronut from Connections Cafe in Epcot. Now, if you know Disney, they've had the cronut for forever at Epcot, and it's changed locations, changed variations. The variation that it kind of settled on is at the Starbucks in Epcot at the Connections Cafe, and I saw it, I was like, let me try it. I didn't realize it was there. It was really good. It was the perfect little breakfasty snack. I love like a good cinnamon sugar thing, and this is incredible. Next time I go, I do want to see if I can get it warmed up, because I think that would just like elevate it even more. But it was something that was very simple, but I keep thinking about that cronut, so definitely gonna probably have to get that again. And finally, for our food category, I added this in just to be kind of silly and funny. It is best place to get a Diet Coke. You guys know I love me a nice crispy Diet Coke at Disney, and I'm giving the win another Epcot place. It is Club Cool at Epcot. This is a place where you can kind of try all the different variations of Coke products from around the world. They do have like a section in the back that you can get like a fountain Coke, and I'm pretty sure they do Coke floats too. I might have made that up. Anyway, I get a Diet Coke from there. That is always the place I go in Epcot when I want a little walk around Diet Coke. I don't know if all the extra carbonation in the room makes it better, but it's also like a good size, and they give you a lid for it, so it's perfect for walking around. You gotta check it out. Trust me, you're not gonna be disappointed. Club Cool. Moving on to our next category, we have shopping. This is a little bit of a smaller category. I don't have too many things to touch on, but for my best store, I'm gonna say two things. I'm gonna say World of Disney at Disney Springs. It is just the place where I can get everything I need. Like, for example, this shirt, I saw it in the parks every single day. Never could find the size I wanted, the color I wanted. I would also run into people that were looking for this shirt and was like, wait, do you see this size? And I was like, no. And she was like, I can't find it anywhere. Found it at World of Disney in like 100 different variations of sizes and colors, and just had my pick. So I love World of Disney. And then I think in the parks, I'm gonna say the Creation Shop at Epcot, just because it is so bright, it's so new. There's so much space in that store, which really is what gives it the win. I am not a fan of the Emporium at Magic Kingdom. I'm a fan of it for like the nostalgia reasons and to cut through it when there's a parade going on, but it is too crammed and packed. Every single time I go in there, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. So not the Emporium, definitely gonna be World of Disney or the Creation Shop at Epcot. Best merch item for 2023, this cute little Mickey trucker hat. It is the best thing I bought in 2023 from Disney. I just love it. I think it's gonna be something I wear for a very long time at the parks because it's so neutral. Like, it is pretty subtle as far as Disney goes. I also can only wear trucker hats because my head is extremely large, and these actually don't look that bad on me. So this is definitely gonna be my best buy in 2023 at Disney World. I just love it so much. And then another really good best that you guys wanted to hear was my best small shop. I thought this was really interesting because I did purchase from a bunch of different small shops in 2023. And I'm gonna say my best small shop is the Wonder Studio Co. I'll link their Instagram down below. I bought my like Mickey Sorcerer hat that I wore to Hollywood Studios t-shirt from there. I just love what they do. They come out with new designs so often. So I highly recommend you check them out. There's a lot of shirts I wanna buy from them and maybe I'll do that after this. Okay, moving on to the resort category. This one's really fun. So best resort I stayed in, we only stayed in 2. It was between the Contemporary and Pop Century. And I gotta give the nod to Contemporary because it was our first time staying there and we ended up getting a very good deal on that resort. And I don't think that'll ever happen again. I would say the best part about staying there was being able to take your resort mug down, get on the elevator, fill your mug up, go right back up. You're there in 2 minutes. You know, you just don't get that at every resort. And also just like being able to look out our door and see the monorail and be like, oh, the monorail's coming, we better hurry downstairs. That was great. So love Pop Century, but Contemporary takes the cake for 2023. Okay, best resort to visit in 2023, like not necessarily stay in, but just to go hang out at. This is gonna be, and forever probably will be, the Polynesian for me. I absolutely loved the Polynesian resort. I just think there's so much to do. If you just think about how many little bars and restaurants there are there's just so many things to do at the Polynesian. It smells wonderful, it looks beautiful. You can watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks on the beach at the Polynesian, which is something I definitely want to do. I just feel like I've been there so much and there's still so much I haven't done, and I just love that resort, especially like doing the little monorail hop, going to Tambu Lounge, getting a drink. It's incredible. I love the Polynesian so much. Then last little best I have in this category is best resort transportation. This is gonna go, oh, it's so hard between the Skyliner and the monorail, but I'm gonna say the Skyliner just because it's so easy, it's so quick. Like even if the line looks long, you're gonna get on the Skyliner and get to where you're going quickly. It was so convenient on my sister and I's trip where we were staying at Pop Century and really only doing Skyliner resorts. It was just so easy. I love the Skyliner. Okay, and finally our last category we have is just experiences. This is just a kind of a broad category that I put a bunch of different things in, but for experiences, the first one is my best first of the year. I'm gonna say my best first was riding Slinky Dog at night. We had never done that before, and that was something Madison and I were just like, let's do it at night because I think it would look pretty and cool, especially because it was kind of Christmas time and we wanted to see all the Christmas lights at Hollywood Studios, and it was so worth it. We got in line right when it was kind of like turning dark and we had a lightning lane, so by the time we got on, it was like the perfect time to ride that ride at night, and oh, I just get so happy thinking about it. I think that was so much fun. Next is my best pixie dusted moment. I love this question because I feel like pixie dust doesn't always have to be something free. It can just be someone taking the time to do something special for you. So I'm gonna give this to the Skyliner room we got at Pop Century. The front desk worker at Pop Century that we talked to when we got there, we kind of went up to her to check in and we're like, hey, we really want to be close to the Skyliner because we're only going to Skyliner resorts besides the Christmas party. And she was like, let me see what I can do. She spent a couple minutes just really looking to see what room we could be in for our entire stay and just how close we could get. And she was like, okay, if you can wait a little bit, maybe go eat lunch, come back, I can get you in a really good Skyliner room. When we came back, she delivered. Like it was so close to the Skyliner. I think it took us like 1 minute and 30 seconds tops to get from our door to the Skyliner. And that was just, it saved us so much time. And I just feel like she really took the time to look at what she could give us and just really just went above and beyond. And I just think that was so special and I love that moment. Next is best magic moment. So for this one, I just kind of picked something that really stands out in my mind as being like, wow, that was like some Disney magic. And this is on my sister and I's December trip. We were at the Very Merry Christmas party, and for our very last ride, we like ran over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because we really wanted to get on it. We were one of like the last people on the ride, and as we were going down the hill, some castle fireworks went off. I guess it was just like the end of the night thing. There was no fireworks like show going, or I don't even know if there was a stage show, but they went off and it was like, right when we were going down the hill. I'll kind of insert the clip over this, but it was so magical. We did not even try for that to happen, which I think is why I kind of feel like it was a magic moment. It just all timed out perfectly. And it was the best way to end the Christmas party and like our day at Magic Kingdom. It was just, oh my gosh, I was so happy. And then finally, my best overall park day. I'm gonna say my best overall park day was on my family's trip in May. It was our travel day. We checked into the Contemporary, which was just crazy because it's always been a dream of mine to stay there. there. And then we went to Magic Kingdom. And if you just look at the pictures from that day, I'm gonna put some over here. We were so happy to be back at Disney World all together as a family. We hadn't been all together in a very long time, and just being there with them was so happy. We had a great dinner at the Grand Floridian Cafe that night, and I just was feeling just so giddy to be back at Disney. I don't know, that day really stands out in my mind when I look back at pictures. We are just like so beaming for our Disney World day, and oh my gosh, that was probably my most favorite day of 2023 at the parks. I think that is gonna do it for this video for my best of Disney World in 2023. I loved filming this. I loved getting to look back on my Disney trips last year and really just kind of being so grateful and thankful that I was able to go to Disney World twice in a year and just spend that time with my family and share those vlogs with you guys. I had so much fun doing that, and I think this video, doing it every year, is gonna show just how much Disney changes over the years with all the new rides, attractions, menus, restaurants, everything. It changes every year, and I'm really gonna enjoy having these videos to kind of go back and say, what was my favorite this year? What was my favorite that year? So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like it if you haven't already, and subscribe down below so you don't miss the next one. And I cannot wait to see you guys real soon. Bye!